going to be a quick review on an Android double din radio. This is in a 2009 Chevy Silverado. It's a 3500. One particular thing y'all have to do with this specific truck is you have to run an accessory wire, or not accessory, a switched power wire, because everything runs on the GM LAN. It's basically it's CAN bus. It's just your local network that everything talks to each other on, and that's what tells the radio to turn on, or that it has power and it can turn on. So, just a quick review. As soon as you get it, if you plug it in on your bench or whatever, do not update it. Oh my god, I cannot say that enough. I updated mine, and it shit canned the Play Store. I couldn't install anything. I couldn't sign into anything. I couldn't sign into Gmail. I couldn't do anything on it. I don't even think YouTube worked. Like, nothing worked. I ended up rolling back a bunch of updates and reinstalling the APK for the Play Store, and then Play Store Updater, and then I eventually got it working. Oh, it was a nightmare. So do not update it, whatever you do. It runs pretty good. I actually don't have any complaints. I thought, for the $145 I paid for it, it would have little quirks and issues. One thing I haven't done, I have not played a DVD. I don't play CDs. Everything is all online or some kind of portable media. I know it's hard to see, but there is an SD card up here. Turn my deal, so you can kind of see a little bit better what everything looks like. I'll turn this off here in just a second. You've got a USB here that you can plug an adapter into, which I think I have in here. Not that. Yeah, I use it for just expandable memory for. I've just got a little adapter here, and this is just a SD card reader or micro SD or whatever flavor they've got, and you can just plug that in the front. I've also got two more down here, USB 1 and USB 2. I don't know what I'm going to do with those, but I've got them in case I need them. Let me kill that. So, some questions people might have. If we go to the settings, if you go to, let's see, developer options, it needs a password. I think it's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Or maybe it's the other way around. Nope, that's not it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, it's not. Maybe it's 7, 8, 9. Whoop. 9, 0. There it is. Okay, yeah, so there's a couple different passwords for it. There's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 7, 8, 9, 0. There's a couple other ones. When you're tinkering around in here, there's not a whole lot that you can do to mess it up. I have... What do I have turned on? Specific that I even use on my phone. Disable USBs, color space, debug, show GPU, force rendering, animation, transitions, show layout, surface updates, pointer. Oh, show touches. Oh shit, now I did it. I love show touches so I can kind of see where I'm at. Or like if I'm clicking on it correctly, because I've got a little app in here for dimming it, because it doesn't auto dim low enough in the at night for me. Under, let's see, car settings, extra settings. Oh yeah, this is where the other one is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, see, that one's 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. Don't dick with the resolution. It'll turn the thing into a brick. You can't see anything. I believe there's another one in here that'll brick it, but it usually tells it. Like, there's a bunch of little handy things in here, like knobs. You can change the direction it goes. Switch the knobs left to right if you're right-hand drive. External SD mode, speeds, radio antenna power. It can send out power. Let's see, a bunch of other things that you can like talk to your car. I don't have that model on. You can change your logo. So if you have like an Audi or just keep it Android, I turn on Chevrolet just to be basic. Model. Let's see. Oh, I'm not gonna dig with that. Nope. Anyway, you can brick yours if you want to. shutdown delay. I've got mine at maximum at 1 hour because I'm a diesel and I've got 2 batteries, so I don't feel that this might have an issue draining. Under navigation, you can go in here under settings and you can change the app that this button pulls up. You can literally set this to, I believe you can set it to almost anything. For me, of course, I've got Google Maps. I've downloaded my entire area, and this does come with a GPS antenna. I've got it in the just double stick tape to the top of my dash here, which it seems to be doing just fine. It's got plenty of resolution to see where I'm at. And Maps is a surprisingly big app to run on here. You can only run a couple apps at a time before it closes them. And an issue I was having when I was running like Pandora, or if I'm running Torque or something like that, I'll open it, I'll be playing it, and then when I go back to the front, here, or I need to go to navigation or whatever, it'll run for a couple seconds and then it'll kill it. And if you go to settings, it's under car settings? Oh no, I think it's memory. Yeah, memory. Maybe it's storage and USB. Background cleanup list? Oh yeah, here it is. So you can turn these on and it'll close these as soon as you get out. Like I'll listen to DIFM on long trips. Internet speed meter, I've got that up here. It tells me my current speeds on my tether. Pandora, obviously I don't want that Torque, I want that to run. Ted, I should probably turn that off because I listen to stuff. Netflix is closed. Okay, so there's a trick to running Netflix on here. You have to go under developer mode and allow installs of like non-approved something. I'm sure you'll figure it out. It's not rocket surgery. But let's see. Netflix does work. I had to go online. I had to install an older version, the older APK of Netflix, for it to run on this version, because this isn't the most up-to-date. I think Nuke It is the newest one. Because I trust me on this one. I had to install a couple of these to get this to work. Like I opened Netflix and it would run and it would connect, and then I would start playing a video and only the sound worked and the video didn't. So that was clunky. My radar is handy. Oh yeah, so this is an app. It's for changing the brightness just at a glance, like 100%. Obviously I have mine. It's nighttime right now, so I turned it all the way down, which is perfect. Let's see. So we can run music. This is running off my SD card. Kind of go through your list here. You can scroll through. Come back up here. Open your equalizer. And this is alright. I don't hate it. It's not great either. Change zones to move. This will move it to the left, to the right, or just balance it. Let's get out of here before copyright kills me. I'll post all this. This is these are all from the Ghost in the Shell soundtracks. If you want to poke around, I believe it's from Yoko Ono. So home always goes home. I believe if you're in, so this is car. When you click on car, it goes to this other set of apps. Of course, you can go to the your generic app menu and kind of tinker around through there. So the way that I get my internet to work on this is I have it's an HTC 1, HTC 10, or something like that. But it's rooted, and I have it's a Tether app. I don't know which one it is. I had to go through a couple of them. I think I ended up buying this one for like $2, but money well spent. It works great. You tell it to go. I got to plug my phone in because it runs a lot of battery because it's running Wi-Fi and 4G all the time. But I believe I have some videos saved that would actually work. Kind of show this thing what it actually looks like. Oh, here we go. Zach Brown Band, Sweet Annie, official video. Like, it's not bad. I'm nothing to complain about. This all works. Of course, my tether isn't turned on right now, otherwise all this would pop up. Oh, the backup camera. So that's, I've got it angled down pretty far so you can see my hitch right here. That's it's the only thing that sticks out, the only thing I care about. So everything works. It has a spot in here for a front-facing camera as well. So if I had hooked that up, I can actually go into Facebook and go live, and you can actually run live off of your Facebook, and it'll source stuff from that camera. You could source things from the rear camera if it was turned on, but the way that I have this set up is I have power coming from the reverse lights, and it goes directly to the camera, and then there's also a wire inside the cable that they give you, and I ran that all the way up to the front that goes to the head unit, and there's a wire in the back that says camera signal 12 volts or something like that, and when it sends power, this turns on. So whenever I turn my truck off, oh, I'm gonna bypass here. So my rear lights are on right now, I believe. Okay, I'm a liar. Whatever. So I've got a little switch under here so I can run my the radio whenever the truck is turned off, just so I don't have to source any power. Let's see. So now that okay, so the bypass is on. So if I turn this off, it should turn on my lights. Oh wait. Yeah, it was my other lights that were on. So there we go. So all my lights are on. That sends power up to here and tells it, hey, reverse lights are on. Switch over the screen. And this, I'm not quite sure how all that works, but whenever this thing first starts up and the truck's been sitting for about an hour, or obviously over an hour because that's the timeout limit, then it fully shuts down the unit. It turns on very fast. Like whenever if I have the radio on, if the radio's running, when I turn the truck off and it completely shuts down, and then I turn on the truck to go, for the next day, or if I'm sleeping or something, you start the truck up and everything's turned off, it will immediately start playing the radio, and whenever you put it in reverse, it will run the backup camera. Like everything works correctly. It's starting Android. It's like all these are super basic programs that can run without the main unit or the main Android system running. So I'm not quite sure how that works, but it's super clever. From completely off to fully started up to where you can tinker with it, it's probably a good 20 seconds or so. Obviously I can't do that because it's all started. I have to wait a whole hour to start the video again. But yeah, I really recommend it. I mean, it's got more functionality and more bells and whistles than a Pioneer, which is what I was going to buy. I was like, man, I want a double DIN. I want to be able to have internet to it. I want to be able to browse YouTube. Like, I'll sit here, I'll watch, like, either if I have saved videos, let's see, offline. Let's see, oh, I don't. Like, but I'll sit here in my truck, and I'll eat, or do whatever I want to do, and you can sit here and watch Netflix. And this doesn't have any of that, like, oh, if your parking brake's on, and then you can use, obviously you can set all that up to be super safe, and, if you have some stupid kids that, they texting and driving or whatever have you, this has all the parameters in there to make it safe to where if the car is in park, then this will show video and everything else. Obviously, I am a lot more unsafe than that, but, yeah, it's great. Money well spent. Like I said, it's $130, $140. There's a lot of versions of it out there. The only way that I can point out which one this is, oh wow, this is terrible. It's got these double knobs. Mini USB down here, SD card up here, and they usually run for about between 140 and 180, depending on who the seller is. Oh, let's run torque here for just a second. There's the last thing. So this is the paid version. Let me adjust this. There we go. Alright, so of course my truck's running. You've got gauges, and this is more of an advertisement for them. But everything works. and this will run pretty much every app that you can get on the App Store. Actually, I take that back. It will run most of them. It will run, I'd say, a good 80%. But one thing, let's see if I can show you. Let's go to about. No. Most people hate these beeps, but I kind of like them because when I'm driving down the road, I can't tell if I clicked the button or not because like nothing happened. I can't tell if the thing's dragging its ass or actually doing something. Device certification uncertified. So you can't run everything on here. Like you can't get the Netflix app on here. You can't get also the backgrounds on here. It doesn't. A lot of stuff won't work with this screen or this the way that this is laid out because I think this is like landscape, and a lot of stuff isn't meant to be landscape all the time, maybe or something like that. Let's see if I can tinker with the display here for just a second. Wallpaper, live. The only thing that it really has is bubbles, and like whenever you click stuff, it kind of moves around. But like I said earlier, the thing, it's not as powerful as I was hoping it would be. I wish it had more RAM. I wish it had a better processor. I mean, the thing, it's running Android, granted, but it's still, Android for the most part is a mobile operating system, so you want it to be as battery efficient as possible. Like, we're still running. So you want it to be as efficient as possible. You want it to hog a bunch of battery, like all of these things are doing right now. But at the same time, I wish they would make something, or some company would make something a lot more official that has more balls. Because I can, like if I'm running YouTube in the background, there we go. In this moment, lay your gun down. Copyright issues. So while this is running, all right. So this is running in the background. Just like if you have your normal screen, you can kind of scroll down. This is running. Deal with all that. Go away. So now we're going to go navigation. It will start to kind of clunk around a little bit, and this is a saved map, so that's why I can kind of still scroll through it a little bit. Things will run slower just running like 2 or 3 apps. Or like, even if I have Torque running, dear Jesus, it's a pretty good size app. Connected. Alright. So this is going to run in the background. You can see it right here. Go back to navigation. Yeah, you can see it is a little more clunky. So it's noticeable, like maybe 2 apps max, depending on how taxing your apps are. But as you can see, for the most part, you can kind of zip around stuff and it won't be an issue. Forwards and backwards, radio does work. It goes to the radio app. I believe you can reprogram that as well. Phone, I don't. I saw there's a guy that did another review on this, and he said the internal microphone doesn't sound very good, and I haven't actually heard someone in my truck talking on it, so I can kind of judge for myself. But the 2 or 3 times that I have used it, it does work pretty good. This is the whole Bluetooth deal. This is my phone. I'm not going to go into contacts. This is like oh, it's not connected right now. So Bluetooth isn't connected, therefore you can't actually go to the Bluetooth music. But that will work. So let's say I'm back in here. This is running. Go home. This thing is still kind of clunking around because stuff's still running in the background. If you want to go forward, whatever's playing music will go forward. Same thing with Pandora, etc. That is Dash Berlin featuring Christina Novelli, Listen to Your Heart, live at Ultra Music Festival. Okay, well, hope this... Oh yeah, also, one last thing. It doesn't quite fit the kit that I got. It's not a normal size double din. So, they were pretty clever in the piece that they gave me, because this fits my dash to a T. It fits pretty good. Not quite great, but it's whatever. It comes with a piece of trim that you can trim to fit whatever radio. And the problem I've got is, I can show you here, there's not a lot of room right there to fit that plastic trim in. Therefore, I ran out of flux quickly, and I just left it as is. It doesn't look bad, it also doesn't look good, but it is functional, and I like it. So, hope this helps someone. I realize this is run on for 20 minutes. But yeah, I mean, I'd say it's by far just about the most functional, biggest bang for the buck radio you can get. So, good luck.